was on the radio this morning talking about party funding, saying the government's curbs on trade unions' donations were not an attack on working people and the Labour Party. But it doesn't look that way. There's an issue about big money in politics, but it's got to be done fairly. So will the Prime Minister commit that he will not go ahead with these changes unless it's on a cross-party basis? And will he include the issue of individual donation caps? It's not acceptable for him to be curbing funds from hard-working people to the Labour Party while turning a blind eye to donations from hedge funds to the Tories.
Well, finally, Mr. Speaker, we see where all these questions were going. You know, the Labour Party can go round and round and round, but it always comes back to the trade unions who call the tune. I think there's a very simple principle here. If you want to give money to a party, it should be an act of free will, not something that is taken out of your pay packet without you being told about it properly. If this wasn't happening in the trade unions, the Labour Party would be saying this was appalling mis-selling. They would say it was time for consumer protection. Why is there such a blind spot, even with the Honourable Lady, when it comes to the trade union paymasters?
Simple principle here. There is a simple principle, which is it must be fair. What he's doing is it's one rule for the Labour Party, but something completely different for the Tories. To be democratic about this, the Prime Minister must not just act in the interest of the Tory party. Instead of helping working people, he spends his time rigging the rules of the game. Now he wants to go even further and attack the rights of working people to have a say about their pay and conditions. And that's on top of already having changed the rules to gag charities and trade unions from speaking out. The Prime Minister says he wants to govern for one nation, but instead he's just governing in the interest of the Tory party.
The law for company donations was changed years ago. The law for trade union donations has been left untouched. But the principle should be the same. Whoever you're giving money to, it should be an act of free will. It should be a decision that you have to take. The money shouldn't be sequestered away from you without being asked. But, Mr. Speaker, today we've seen it all. I thought she was the moderate one, and the leadership contenders were the ones who are heading off to the left. I mean, what we heard from them, they oppose every single one of our anti-strike laws. They oppose every single one of our welfare changes. Some of them even describe terrorist groups like Hamas as their friends. Mr. Speaker, in the week when we're finding out more about Pluto, it's quite clear they want to colonise the Red Planet.